Back. All right. So my second monitor decided it wanted to go out right before I went live, so I had to unplug stuff, plug it in. You know how it is. How's everyone doing? It's been hopefully you're having if you celebrated, hope you had a great holiday. It was a long weekend for you, hopefully. And so if not, I know hopefully you got to spend some time with some loved ones and things. So yeah, so let's get into it. Welcome to untilit.works, kind of like a online study group that happens weekly. And yeah, the way it works is that there are two ciphers. They're 3 hours apiece, right? Within each cipher, there are two breaks. There's there's sessions. And so there's the work session and the break session. What you just came out of was the work session, which are about like 45 minutes of just focus work time, whether you're studying something or learning something or whatever it is that you're doing, some sort of task. That's what you're doing. And then after that, normally 15 minutes after the hour, you have the break sessions, which are these. And it's where you have the opportunity to come up and do a live like demo or whatever you're excited about kind of thing, like a lightning talk. You get to do that. I'm actually setting something up because time went a lot quicker than I expected. Where is this thing at? Here we go. And so right now we're in the break session. If you look above, you'll see that there are some options in the menu. So there's home, shop, subscribe, and then if you're logged in, log out. If you're not logged in, it'll say log in. So subscribe. If you click that, that'll show a list of the upcoming ciphers. I have to put more in because it was only to the end of November, and we're at the end of November. So I'm going to put more for December. Yeah, so that's good. So you can subscribe for when we go live. So you kind of like a reminder. Below that is the video that you're watching now. Below that, just like a little warning that if you ever hop in, like if you ever go to this site, and we're live, like during a break session, the video may not play because a thing in the browsers doesn't allow for autoplay video and audio. You know what I mean? So you may have to click play. Next to that, you'll see open closed caption. Right now, as I'm speaking, I'm using the web speech recognition API to take the words that I'm saying and transcribe them into text so that you can read along with what I'm saying. And hopefully it's accurate. I'm not sure. So there's that. Cool. Below that, you will see two buttons, add a clip and create a highlight video. What those do, so if you create, if there's something that you found interesting in the break session, you're able to clip it out. So it takes like a 5-second clip and you get 5 of those. And whenever you're done, you can hit create a highlight video, right? Do that, and that will combine all the clips along with like your username, whether you use the login, whether Twitter or Instagram or GitHub. Instagram, no. But so yeah, so once I hit stop broadcast, it sends it off to the back end, does a whole bunch of stuff, and then it presents you with your custom highlight video. And then so we're going to show that. So below that, or there's a timer, and that shows how much longer we have for the break, and then before we go back to work. And then also you can join the room where you can chat and or ask questions. Cool. Now, let me show y'all what it looks like when we're in the work mode. All right, share this. Start screen share. Yeah, here we go. Cool. It's been a long weekend for me and I'm tired. At least I'm getting some stuff done. I'm almost done with the post radio show stuff. Like that's been working pretty well. Also, I launched a new website, so I'll probably show that as well. So cool. We got that coming up. All right. Yes. So this is the work session. This is what happens when I send y'all back to work. The background may be different because that's like randomly selected. I like calming scenes, you know what I'm saying, as I'm working on stuff. But in the upper left-hand corner, we have the player, an audio player. So I reached out to some amazing producers that I know, and they sent me music so they submitted music that I could use in certain random projects that I create. So shouts to them. So if you like what you're hearing, you can buy it, share it, or if you just want to spread the word, you can hit that tweet word link, and that'll open up Twitter in a brand new tab or browser with a pre-populated tweet promoting and shouting out the artists. There's that. All right. In the center of the screen, we have like the to-do section. And so that's where you put your tasks and you can check them off. If you want to see the done, you just click done. And if you want to see what's still left to do, you click to do. Below that is where you add your task, where it says add a task. You can either hit enter or the plus sign. And then once everything's all said and done, you can hit the Twitter icon logo thing there button. And now, again, open up Twitter in a new browser tab. And it'll have, what's cool is it'll have your completed tasks listed with like a check mark next to them. Just kind of like, hey, I got these things done, feel good about it. Cool. All right. Then again, we have the time countdown timer, and that one counts down to when the next break session is. Again, those are like 15 minutes after the hour. Below that, we have view tutorials. I'm a big fan of trying out stuff, preferably for free. And so if you ever wanted to see if coding is a thing that you want to do, I'm a big fan of coding because it's what I do for a living. It pays me well. And so if you would like to actually also check out coding, I have 2 resources there that I heard are pretty good. They weren't around when I started coding, but Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. They're up there. And I also, as a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage, tutorials are a thing that are a part of my job. And so I have 3 tutorials there that I help work on. And so the 3 tutorials are being able to, from your browser, dial a phone number and then call an actual real world phone number and have a conversation. Pretty cool. Then there's another tutorial, which is the opposite, where you're calling a virtual number from a real phone and then answering that in the browser. It's amazing. And then there's also 2 like logged in users into a web application having an audio call, which is kind of awesome as well. And I'll probably be using I use it here in this site here. And also another project that I'll be working on. We'll probably talk about that later at some point. I spent a bunch of money on some gear for the next project that I'm going to be working on. So feels good. Well, no, my wallet doesn't feel good, but it feels good to make some progress towards that thing. So, all right. So that's view tutorials. Below that, we have a Hako. Now, Hako is help a coder/creator out. And with that, you can create a Hako. Let's say you're working on something, you get stuck, or maybe you want to get feedback on whatever it is that you're working on. You can create a Hako, which is basically a room that's unique for you. And you'll be able to, you get a link that you can share on social media or invite people so you can send it to them. And so a person clicks on your link and then requests to join the room. You as the owner of the room can see who's requesting because they have to log in with either Twitter or GitHub. So that way you can take a look at their profile, make sure it's the type of person you want in your room. And the hope is that you can come together and get you the answer and or feedback that you're looking for. And as the owner of the room, you can share your screen so that way you can kind of show what it is to the people in the room, what it is that you're working on. And so we got a text chat in there. Like I said, we got audio chat, so a person can use audio and speak into the chat. Well, not really, because, okay, so I have text to speech, so similar to what's happening here with the closed captions. And I also have speech to text. Wait, I totally said that backwards. Yeah, I have speech to text, kind of like what's happening now. And so that way someone can just say whatever and it'll write it out in the chat. And then there's also text to speech. So if you just want to hear what's being said in the chat, what's being typed in the chat, you can do that as well. So try to make it as many ways for people to communicate as possible in however ways they want. So that's that. Then, so then below that, you have the sign up for show and tell. So let's say, again, there's something you found super interesting and you want to kind of tell people about it. It's a quick lightning talk, 5-10 minutes, just talk about whatever it is that you found interesting, and no pressure, you know what I'm saying? So you can sign up for that. And then below that is where if you hit submit on that video, to create that video, to create a highlight video, the status will say submitted. And then when it's done, it'll look just like that, saying status done, with the view button below that. Then you click view, you'll be able to preview the video. You can download the video, or you can click a link to open up in Twitter, and it will have a link where the link, the preview video in the Twitter card will be your video. And it will link to the recording of the video. Now, sometimes Twitter doesn't show it, I guess, depending on what device you're on. And so what I do is I download the videos because I upload on Instagram anyway. And I will also attach it to the tweet so that I always know it's there. And yeah, that's it. So that's pretty much that. Cool. Stop screen share. I want to show you all a website that I just created. And I'll probably talk about how I made it in an upcoming break, maybe the next break. And yeah, so let me stop screen share here. Let me close this up. So yeah, so the new site. So a friend of mine, a coworker, and a friend, all asked, like, because on Twitter there's these things called spaces, which are like audio chat rooms, right? And so they asked, because you can see who's in whatever spaces, like, so your friends list or whatever it's called, your Twitter followers, I don't know what it's called. You can see when they're in a space or whatever. And so that's how this person was finding spaces, was because I was in a space. And so they asked me, well, how do you find a space? I was like, well, I just happened to be on Twitter and I saw something cool and I joined the space. So that got me thinking, there's got to be a better way to find a space around something that I care about, right? And so I came up with this site, and and I found out that dot space was a thing. So I was like, oh, definitely got to do it now, right? And I looked through the Twitter documentation, and there was an endpoint to search for Twitter Space. So that just kind of sealed the deal. And I was like, yo, let me see what I can come up with. So I worked on this last week and just got it done, finished it up. Pretty much got everything done, like the proof of concept and everything done during the break sessions last week. And I was able to kind of finish it up and create a project and everything over a couple of days after work, and I launched it. And so I got a domain name and everything. I think it's a pretty cool domain name as well. And so let me share my screen, start screen share. Let me get y'all back to work soon. Here we go. I don't think I'm gonna need any audio. Share the screen. All right. So this is find my next dot space, and I'm gonna copy the link to it and add it to the video so you'll be able to check that out later. All right, so find my next space, right? So it does just that. It helps you find, it's like a search engine for Twitter Spaces. So let's say I'm big into hip hop. So you can type in hip hop and it'll search for it, and it'll look up any sort of Twitter Spaces that are either live or going to be happening. And so as you can see right here, this one is happening live right now. So you can see the host, you can check out their Twitter page, their Twitter profile, and then you can actually view the space, and I'll open it up on Twitter, and you'll be able to listen to the Twitter space. And then if not, like this one, see, this one is happening Sunday, December 5th at 3:30 p.m. And so this is basically using the same countdown timer that I made. It's a web component. And so it's just a lot easier. I didn't have to redo it because time is difficult. Like trying to figure out time on the web is super difficult. There's all these different time zones. So I did it once, made a web component, and I can use it from whatever projects I want now. And so that's what this is. And it shows you in the time in your local time. So you don't have to worry about doing any like time zone math and stuff. So what's cool is you notice this previous search has popped up. So let's go back to find my next dot space, you see now we have previous searches, and in there is hip hop, because I didn't want to have to keep typing over and over again each thing. So this way you can at least, like, okay, these were the things I was interested in. Let me go back. I don't have to remember them or anything. So you can clear them. You can like delete them, or you can clear all your searches. It's all saved locally in your local storage, so it's not like being sent anywhere. I don't want your data. And so another one, so you can see there's like dev. Let's look up dev. And so here are some things that have dev mentioned in either the title or like the person's profile username, Twitter username. And yeah, so that's cool. And then what's cool is that you see each one has like a URL, so you can go, if you wanted to, send it. For example, like if you wanted to, you could actually share on Twitter. So you can click it, because it's like a unique URL. You can click Twitter, it'll open up Twitter with the actual link that you can click, and then it will open up, which I thought was kind of nifty. So yeah, that is that. And I think that's everything. So if you are ever looking for a Twitter space, that's, something that you are looking toward. And if I don't think there's any JavaScript ones, let me check that. And so, yeah, see, there are no spaces matching JavaScript. So yeah, and then of course we have like the about, which is yet another web component. Well, not for this. I could talk about why, but not for this. But so you can see the things I use: Astro, Firebase, local storage API, Svelte, Twitter. Like I said, we'll talk more about this on the next break session. But yeah, there's that. And then of course there's like the shop. And everything loads super quick also, which I'm super appreciative of. And I'll show, hopefully, if it doesn't mess up, like I was getting like perfect Lighthouse scores. And I'll show you what happens if you get a perfect Lighthouse score. We'll see. I don't know. It depends, because it probably will mess up on me, because of course I want to share it, but we'll see. Neither here nor there. All right, I'm gonna get you all back to work. Again, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so I'll talk about find my next dot space on the next break session. All right, so look forward to that, I guess. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna send you all back to work. About 45 minutes. Remember, 15 minutes after the hour, we'll come back for the next break session. So yeah, so till then, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna send you all out with some traveling music. And this is Nujabez featuring Apani B. It's called Thank You, because I want to thank you all for hanging out. And yeah, see you soon. Cool. All right, here we go. And yeah, all right, there we go. Good. Here we go. Thanks, y'all. See you later.
Well, let me start from the heart. I just want to state, I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how music is more meaning to life. But let me start from the heart. I just want to state, I thank you all for showing love to me. I appreciate this unique opportunity. I'm gonna rock so hard you never stop supporting me. I'm gonna show you how.